Hi guys, so I hope everyone is doing great. Today we're making a little, as you may have seen on the thumbnail, we're gonna make a book review. Someone asked book review, so I was like, why not? Let's go. And the first book is that if I had to have one book about carpet pythons, it would be this one. What is this book? The More Complete Carpet Python. So if you are a little bit into carpet pythons, you already have it, or if you're searching for a book or something like that about carpet pythons, this is the stuff you already have heard about it. But I wanted to make a little review because, I mean, if you don't know if you should buy it, because you should basically, but if you don't know, like, but this is, as you see, it's thick as hell, but that's, every page is worth it. I bought this book after purchasing basically my first carpet python. Should have made it the other way around, but some people make we sometimes make stupid stuff, right? And quick shout out to my man from Morph KW. I know it's KY, but I mean, he gifted me that shirt and he said like, yeah, he made a little mistake, but the ID is there. So Morph KW, go give him a follow. All the link in the description down below. Every time. But now let's deep dive deep into this book. So basically, what's that book about? So basically, that book is all about these guys. I should say these guys because you can see maybe him there. Basically, it's all about carpet pythons, each and every species and subspecies, their history, the natural history, phylogenetic stuff, family tree if you want to make it simple, because I know some people out there are not that scientific, but if you want to get the idea, that's basically it, that, and then you have, a whole bunch about all these guys, how to take care of them, morphs and everything from that. This is the second edition, basically the more complete. You have another edition, that was the first edition, that was the complete carpet python that I don't have, but I'm still searching for it because you know what, books is gold also. So if I can get my hands on one, it's gonna be perfect, so I have both, even though, but I want both, basically. So, you have amazing pictures, as you can see. There are amazing pictures of carpet pythons in situ. A lot of information about distribution, how they breed in the wild, what do they eat, true size. I mean, everything you can think and ask about carpet pythons is in that book, basically. That's pretty much what you want to know. It's for those not knowing, it's written by Nick Mudden and Justin Gelander, But yeah, I mean, these two guys are basically really like brains of the brains, when it comes to, for example, here in that case, carpet pythons. Nick is going on some podcasts. Justin Gelander has a couple podcasts. Is on a couple podcasts also, and it's always like a super pleasure to hear about these guys talking about snakes in general and carpet pythons. In my case, basically. But that's the main stuff, right? So the More Complete Carpet Python, that's a book you should definitely get if you're searching. There is not as much book on carpet than there is, for example, on ball pythons, but if you need one book, to keep one book about carpet, I would say it's this one. Whether it's you're Australian, whether it's European like me, whether you're American, but I think in the US this book is well known. In Europe, same. Australia, same, because of how much research there is in that book. I mean, if you read that book, basically you don't need to watch any YouTube video anymore. Basically, So that's pretty much the stuff. Now, I like the stuff that people like when, you have people saying, I give it 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, all that stuff. So I don't like that because I think it's more on a personal note. But I will say that for me, I have a couple pillars. If you watch a little bit of smartphone tests, for your smartphone, basically, you watch a couple tests and stuff, MKBHD. So he has like 5 pillars and stuff about his smartphone. But basically, when it comes to books, I mean, I have also a couple pillars like that. So basically, who wrote it, what's in there, about what species, does the guy know what he's talking about, all that type of stuff, Because nowadays, it's getting easier and easier to write a book, even though you don't know shit about the animal you're writing about, just let ChatGPT or Gemini write the book for you, and that's it. But here, you know, I mean, if you're in a little bit into Carpet Python, Necmedon, you know, basically. So first pillar, let's go. What's in there? Well, basically everything you need to know about the Carpet Pythons, and everyone knows that. You know, there's a couple of books like that. That's kind of a series. You know, the complete da-da-da or the more complete da-da-da. Whether it's about ball pythons, chondros, which both. Chondros is gonna make another video basically because I have the book. I also have the book about it. You know, carpet pythons, reticulated python, nuptial gecko. You have a children's python. You have pecker rat snake. Is that name? I'm gonna take the picture, show you a picture of the book. Basically, what I'm talking about here. You know, so yeah. So basically, you know, for example, me, I bought it. If you're in Europe, I think the most reliable way to get it is via Chimera. That's how I get my book. Basically, all of my books are via Chimera. Basically, I always buy books at the Houghton Terraria. There is always a Chimera book booth, basically at the entry, and I'm buying from them every single time. So that's where I get all of these. You know, there's one I was almost importing from the US, but that's gonna make it for another video. It's a little anecdote, right? So yeah, basically, and that's it. And if you're a guy, I know a lot of people are just, you know, they have like books for images, but if you want like cool images of snakes, you know, you have it. But if you want everything cool images and cool information, or just cool information, everything is in there. It also gave me, like, you know, that my enclosure. So basically, you know, the enclosure that's just right behind me right now, so Utahime's enclosure, I took a lot of inspiration, even though it doesn't look like it, but I took a couple of inspiration from pictures from that book, basically, you know, and from the Barker's book also about Australian pythons. But, you know, when I looked for
a little longer than a few minutes later,
you know, like for example, this is for southwestern carpets, so Imbricata, no, the Murray Darlings ones, you know, this is the type of pictures, you know, that I had, you know, even though it's not for Darwin's, but since I don't know what she is as a cross, I took a couple pictures of the whole books, and I tried to mix it a little bit, you know, to make it my own way of doing an enclosure for her. But, you know, not being really good with my hands when it comes to building shit, I tried to make it a little bit, you know, I change it a little bit, you know, for example, you know, only have like that type of wood with the pothos in there. A pothos is not an Australian plant, basically, but it's a first plant that I put in an enclosure. So basically, I wanted to be sure that it will live long enough, you know, for me to have a little experience about it, basically. So yeah, I think we're gonna end this video because it's Carpet Python book. Is pretty much nothing to say, but go buy it basically if you want a carpet, or if you're interested in carpet pythons or whatever. So I didn't have my snakes out, my carpet pythons out for this video because they ate a couple days ago, and since I feed them half, not frequency, but half when I feed them, you know, I feed heavy. I don't want to disturb them that much, you know, for the 2-3 days after it. But this is a Sukuna albino Darwin carpet from Star Pythons, basically. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Don't forget to support TSR. Don't forget to jump using Exotic Pets group. Don't forget RRK, of course. Don't forget me on Instagram, AodaReptiles. And I hope to see you on the next one. Let's go.